Welcome to Potty Mouths. I'm Stephanie, and with me is my pookie bitch husband, Bert.
What's going on, folks?
And one of my besties, Brad.
Yo.
And in keeping with our Halloween month tradition, we're going to talk about some dead bodies some more. And we're going to cover interesting ways to dispose of your body besides cremation and classic burial. Just to give a price situation, because we're going to talk about money too, because most of us can't even afford to die. The bare minimum cost for a funeral is $8,000 to $10,000, and the bare minimum cost of cremation is $500 to $3,000.
And just remember, the government will provide $255 for when your spouse dies and you can't afford it. Isn't that awfully generous of our government? $255. That is the maximum death benefit.
Just throw them in the trash.
But what happens if you don't get married? Do you get...
Yeah, where does my body go?
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. I get that, like, a lot of people do get married. But, like, okay, I have a mom. I would like the government to give me $250 when my mom dies to help with her. Like... $255. Everybody has a parent. Wouldn't it make more sense if you got money towards your parents' burial and funeral than your spouse's?
All right, well, according to AARP, the death benefit of $255 paid to the family of a person who dies, who is exactly eligible. So they go through the lump sums paid upon the death of a person who worked long enough to qualify for Social Security benefits. If it goes on to the surviving spouse who was living in the person's house at the time of death, or if living apart was receiving certain Social Security benefits on the deceased's record. If there is no eligible spouse, the $255 may go to a child who is eligible for benefits on the person's record in the month of death. Not qualifying recipients, hang on, I lost it, means no payment. It cannot, for example, go to a funeral home.
Okay, so then it goes to a child
kid
if there's no spouse. That makes more sense to me.
Yes, thank you, AARP. So,
I mean, for $255.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get bare minimum cremated, and that would cover half of it.
How much is bare minimum cremating?
$500. And I don't how do you price check this shit?
Yeah, for real.
What do you just call every, what do they call them? Crematoriums?
Funeral homes. I mean, funeral homes are everything. They do.
Look, I need you to get in your phone book. Who's cheapest?
This is Bert. Yeah, I need a price, how to get rid of a body. Yeah, you know.
I wonder if they have coupons.
You have a special going on this month?
Can you get a Groupon for that shit?
Get a 2-for-1.
I got this promo code from the federal government. It's,
Well, and then also, I think maybe it should be, per pound or per height or something like that.
Wow, I'm going to be expensive.
Yeah, Brad's going to be expensive as fuck. He's 9 feet tall.
I think you're hurt anyway, because I think you do have to pay extra for a casket if you would get buried.
Because you are taller. Would have to be custom made, man.
Just throw me in the garbage.
I don't know, what is the standard length of a casket? I thought it was 6'5" or something.
Well, Brad's 6'8".
Yep.
Oh, Brad's fucked. You better one of these special little ways that you don't need a coffin.
What is there usually 3 pallbearers on each side?
Yes.
What I need probably 4 or 5.
So according to funeralplan.com, ask the experts, the average length of a casket is 84 inches. So that's just under 8 feet. Because 96 inches is 8 feet.
Brad's cool.
So that's 7 foot. With 28 and a height of 23 inches. We should also point out the difference between a casket and a coffin. Believe it or not, there are 2 different things. Interesting.
Oh, well.
What's the difference?
I don't know. We're going to look that up. Stephanie, start talking about some stuff, and I'll look this up.
All right. So one of the interesting ways that you can, remain on this planet is you can be turned into a diamond. A company called Life Gem can turn your remains into a diamond using the carbon from your ashes. And the cheapest diamond that you can be turned into is $2,490, and that's a 0.1 to 0.19 carat yellow cut collection. And the most expensive is $24,999 for a 1.5 and up carat in the yellow, green, and red collections.
So, a guy's wife could die. he could make her into a diamond and put it on the engagement ring for his next wife.
That would be extremely shitty.
But
yes.
He'd still be sleeping with his wife as long as his new wife wears the ring. I mean, that is such dedication right there.
That is.
That's such love.
No.
Such love. Honey,
that
no, I'm not
makes-
talking to you. I'm talking to your finger. Honey, I miss you.
Look,
I miss you, honey.
let it be publicly known that I am going to choose what happens to my remains because Bert is not sticking me on some other bitch's finger.
I can't afford that. I mean, you're going in a mayonnaise jar.
Fucking Miracle Whip sitting over the goddamn.
Could you
I do Hellman's, so it'll be Hellman's. I'll try to find a glass one too. The new plastic ones, you are above plastic.
Can it be in a bottle of sweet barbecue from B-Dubs at least?
No, that's plastic still. I gotta go glass with you.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, this little guy. May I'll use that. You've killed enough plants in that thing. So.
Yeah, I'm a plant murderer.
Just like Stephanie and permanent marker wrote on it.
So, all right, difference between a coffin and a casket. A coffin is constructed with 6 sides, top and bottom, while a casket is constructed of 4 sides, top and bottom. This is according to nosec/mccree.com.
So-
Casket versus coffin. So when you
Most
think of
everything
coffin-
is caskets, not
Yep.
coffins.
And coffins like the old school Dracula.
Like
it's got the
pine boxes from the Wild West.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because the way the angles work out, it works out for the shoulders, I guess, to be taller up there, and then it slithers down toward the feet. So you think of the old vampire Dracula casket. It's not a casket. That's actually a coffin.
Awesome. Well, now we know the difference.
I never would have thought of it.
It's 6 sides or 4 sides?
6 sides for a coffin. Yep, that'd be it.
And then a casket's
And a casket's
just a
just-
giant rectangle box.
It's like
Okay,
a giant
all right.
dining room table. So
We got it now.
Sweet.
Look at us learning shit.
wow.
Yay! One of the coolest, besides, I think the diamond thing would be like great for, saving money, but if we're talking level cool, you should definitely donate your body to the Body Farm. Has everybody heard of the Body Farm?
All the forensic science stuff and murder porn on Discovery ID. Absolutely, I've heard of the Body Farm.
So I first heard about the Body Farm because of a book that I had read back in the day. It's called Stiff. The book's basically a day in the life of a cadaver, and they have a big section in there on the Body Farm, specifically the one in Tennessee. And I thought it was interesting as hell because you think, how do they know how long it takes for fly larvae to, develop inside of a dead body? And the Body Farm is at the University of Tennessee, and it's 2.5 acre just like field and shit behind the college. And when you donate your body, they leave you clothed, take your clothes off, put you in a plastic bag, put you in the trunk of a car, drop you in a lake, whatever little experiment they're doing to see the effect, how long it takes things to develop, and they just study the decomposition of your body for forensics. And I think that that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, if you watch a lot of those forensic shows, even some of the fake ones like CSI and NCIS and all that, a lot of the coroners, they are able to tell how long a body's been dead, but not only just by how far it's been decomposed, but also by like maggots. You know how many maggots were there. That shows how long a fly had to lay its larvae, all that stuff. So,
And even
pretty
like
neat stuff.
Ligature marks, how long it takes for bruising to show up and stuff like that. They check all this out on these bodies at the Body Farm. And when they first opened in 1981, and by 2007 they had about 150 bodies, and total it's been about 1,700. And they get about 100 donations a year to the Body Farm. I think that's pretty cool.
So I used to wonder what would happen to like a body if somebody couldn't afford the funeral and everything. And one thing that happens is it can be donated to science, not just a Body Farm, but like local universities like UC or UK Medical or the University of Louisville, they actually can take those bodies and they use them as training cadavers for their medical students. And it's like 5 or 7 years after that, and they put the body, they bury it or they cremate it, whatever the case is. But people who can't afford to have their body taken care of, that's how a lot of them go.
Yeah, when you're sitting in high school and you're looking at that skeleton in your anatomy and physiology class, that's a real skeleton. That's not from Spirit of Halloween.
Well, most of them are. There are some fake ones.
They're
but-
expensive as hell, too.
Oh, yeah.
Dad brought a few home from the flea market. Pretty neat.
Who's giving away people at the flea market?
I guess probably like schools that closed
Hey.
down or something, maybe.
Tell your dad to text me. These are the kind of flea markets I want to go to.
Yeah. It was like come home at night and there's just this skeleton sitting on the couch because
That
he
would be the
propped it all up.
I want to say in biology class, we had a real one. His name was Fred, I think. And you can tell a real one because the bones aren't perfect. There's discoloration. And there's wires and there's bolts
Yeah.
and wing nuts. And that's how you know if it's real or
Yeah,
not.
we had a real one. We had a fake one in biology. We had a real one in anatomy and physiology.
This one was like brownish.
Yep.
But yeah, it had the wires and the wing nuts
Yep.
and whatnot.
Yep, that's a real one. Yeah, we named ours Fred. So.
Fred.
Your dad's fucking cool, Brad. I hate to say it. I know sometimes he's not, but that's pretty fucking cool. Now we got to go to these flea markets. I want a all year round skeleton, not just Halloween.
Put Christmas lights on it and shit.
I mean, what, and a Santa hat?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So I actually looked it up. I got on the University of Tennessee, and I'm like, how hard is it? They actually online have a clickable document that you can print out and send in to donate your body. And the only restrictions that they have on donations is that the person, the cadaver, cannot have AIDS, hepatitis A, B, or C, tuberculosis, or have like an antibiotic resistance infection at the time of death, like MRSA and shit. But those are the only restrictions you can donate your body to the body farm. I think that's kind of cool.
That's interesting.
So, like, is there a number on how many body farms there is in the United States? Or
So, let's see. There's the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, West Carolina University, Texas State, Sam Houston State University, Southern Illinois University, and Colorado University. There was just one. It originally started at the Tennessee Knoxville one. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it's neat. It's
And
really neat.
if you're less than 100 miles away, they'll come and pick you up.
I wonder how
It's like
they.
Enterprise!
I wonder how they control the smell. It has to.
They
Oh, it
don't.
reeks.
It's part of the experiment.
It
Oh my
reeks. I
God.
mean,
But these people are used to it. I mean, these are people that,
I don't
I
know
mean,
how you ever get used to it.
yeah, rotting flesh.
Oh my
is
God.
awful.
you do.
Do you?
Roadkill.
Yeah,
Are
you
you
do.
sure?
Yeah, even like,
'Cause I don't think so.
even
She's
when,
making it up.
Yeah.
She don't know.
even when you go and visit a body, you know how like when you smell like a dead skunk on the side of the road, the longer you're in the stank, the worse it gets. With bodies, you just get used to it.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
I think you're making stuff up.
I'm not making stuff up.
I could not get used to that smell.
Yeah.
I've had to take stuff to the dump before, and like the dump smells terrible. And it's like there's no way I'd ever get used to that.
I don't.
smell.
There's a very
Now,
distinctive
rotting
smell
flesh.
between garbage and people.
But no, when you go to the dump, it is horrific. It smells just as bad, if not worse, than roadkill. It is absolutely terrible. You have all this rotting food and everything else out. It is just terrible.
Well, then
You don't get used
forensic
to it.
anthropology ain't for you, Bert.
I'm pretty sure they just go and they cut their nostrils out or something.
Well, there's stuff you can, like Vicks and shit, you can stick up your nose, like they did in Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, they got stuff like that. But I'm imagining the smell as part of the experience.
So could you donate your body to Hannibal? I mean, free meal.
Well, I thought
Meals
cannibalism,
on Wheels.
but cannibalism
Meals
is illegal.
on Wheels.
It's legal.
Illegal.
Okay.
So, like, if
Nobody's got
necrophilia
to
is
know.
illegal, you can't donate your dead body to like a whorehouse.
I mean, if Hannibal was done, it'd be just like, hey, I found this finger of this dude.
I want to be donated to a whorehouse.
Or get most of your action after you're dead. Wouldn't that be a
Probably.
slap in the face?
I don't think it'd be coming from the direction you're thinking, though, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't think so. Sorry, my friend.
You definitely should rethink that.
All right, what else you got?
Well, let's, Brad had a very interesting
Ooh, cool.
one. Because I think this is the one he's going with.
The Norse funeral. Yes. I mean, wouldn't be more epic than being put on a pyre. Like, the Viking ancestors and set ablaze for the pagan gods.
Look, if you go before me, I'll even get special coins to put over your eyes, because I'm not putting cheap-ass shitty pennies over your eyes.
Yeah, I need to get that like set up in my will. I need my body out in Colorado, because I guess that's the only place that it could potentially happen at.
The Creststone Project in Colorado is the only place you can get legal, I guess they call it, natural outdoor cremation.
And now this is the pyre fire, right?
Yep,
Like,
you get put on the pyre,
Yes.
and then you're good to go. And then I guess after that, you still get to decide what you do with your ashes, whether you give it to your family or
yeah, I just say scatter me about in a forest or...
on some turtles.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get the turtles
People,
all
Brad
choked
loves
up.
turtles.
Mayonnaise jar.
Yeah, no, I don't want kept. I want to be just scattered amongst, the forest.
You just got back from Florida. We'll take you back down there.
Yeah, that would be cool, going out on the ocean, just ashes floating about for the rest of the time.
Get sent up into space. NASA used to let you send so many ashes up to space.
I wonder what that costs.
Would you like to know? Because I actually researched it.
Yes,
Sweet,
actually,
tell
since we're
us.
on it.
Okay, so the company is called Celestis, and they'll launch your ashes into space, but you actually get to choose which package you want. So there's the Earthrise service, where your cremated remains or DNA, it doesn't have to be just your remains, it can be just a sample of your DNA, can be launched, this is a dumb one, into space and then returned to Earth for $1,495.
Boring.
Who wants, like, if you're going to go, why come back?
Yeah, why come back? That doesn't make sense.
Absolutely not.
The second package is called the Memorial Space Flight. It is from the Kennedy Space Center, and your remains will be shot into into space, but the capsule or whatever is designed to re-enter the atmosphere, but you burn up in the atmosphere, shot down in a blaze of glory. As
So
Bon
you're
Jovi
spread
would
over a
would
lot
say.
more area of the planet and
Yes.
burn up in the ozone. That's pretty cool. That'd be okay.
I mean, that one's okay. And that one costs $4,995. There's the lunar service. Self-explanatory. You get shot to the moon, and you stay on the moon. Like, your little pod of your DNA and your ashes lands on the moon.
And the good thing is, when the pod breaks open, nobody can tell because the moon is gray, your ashes are gray, you blend right in.
Well, so like one day we're going to get up there and colonize the moon, maybe potentially, and
And
it's
there's
just
already going to be our
litter.
bullshit up there.
Yeah, just
We're
shit everywhere.
littering the
What the
place
heck
that
is
we will
this?
go to.
Who ruined this place?
Fucking humans, man.
And that costs you $12,500. And then the last one is called the Voyager service. You permanently get launched into the fucking beyond. Past the moon, boom, deep space launch. And that's
awesome.
$13,995.
That's awesome.
And Eugene Roddenberry chose this for his parents. Star Trek.
Oh, is that the
Star Trek.
creator?
Yeah.
That's the sun.
The son of Gene. Eugene and Gene.
Yep.
So when
I
you
know
hear the
James
difference...
Doohan, the guy that played Scotty, he was launched up into space too. I don't know which package he got, but he got launched up too. So they made a big deal about that when that happened.
Look, I get it. Like, we're here, we're leaving our carbon footprint. But what a waste. I mean, I get some people are like space. I imagine Markiplier off YouTube, he'll probably get his ashes launched into space. Dude loves space. But, like, it's such a... I mean, you spend the money and then the fuels and the rocket and then the everything, and then we're littering space and we're littering the moon. And imagine, just fucking imagine for a second, your fucking DNA is floating around in deep space and some dick aliens pick up your DNA. And then they come to invade Earth with like a fuckload of clones of your fucking loved one that you shot into fucking space.
So you just mixed Clone Wars and the movie AI together.
I did.
That's messed up. But think about it. Okay, we're littering space. Well, what do we do with bodies here? We're littering Earth.
Yeah.
You bury them in the ground. You spread your ashes. I mean, Brad dies. You spread his ashes at somewhere in Florida, let's say near Daytona. You know, you get some on the sidewalk. Somebody sweeps your ass up and throws you away. You're just litter now, bud.
Just dump me in a urinal.
I mean,
But we're recyclable. It's not us. It's what we put in the ground with our bodies. Ashes will eventually disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But you're in a fucking metal pod floating around and fucking...
fine. We'll put you in a paper bag instead.
A biodegradable rocket.
Exactly, a biodegradable rocket. For all you tree huggers out there, we're not going to litter space. It'll be corn-based, just like the Coke bottles.
Speaking of trees, you can actually become a tree when you die. This is like probably my favorite one when it comes to like trying to reverse your carbon footprint. So the company is called... It's an Italian company called Capsula Mundi.
So what, they're only doing it over in Italy? Or?
No, actually, and the website's really fucking cool. You just get on there and order your pod. Mm-hmm. It looks like a big ass fucking goose egg. You order your pod and they just ship it to you.
So what is the pod made out of?
It's made out of a biodegradable material. They didn't list exactly what it is. They probably don't want other people to know exactly what it is, but it is biodegradable.
The one I saw, it looks like a big giant paper mache ball. Is what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, and then the whole thing breaks down as you break down, and then they plant a tree over your pod, and your body nourishes the tree. And I think that would be really awesome. And I think that if you're going to buy a plot at a cemetery, you should be able to plant your fucking tree in that cemetery because all those spaces
it's just a waste
are
of
just
fucking space.
Pine boxes with bones in them, and there's no fucking trees and deforestation and everything.
Exactly.
I would buy a plot and pod my ass in the ground and plant a fucking tree right next to a bunch of fucking headstones.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. And it only costs $465 to $510 for the pod.
You don't have to raise like $300 after what the government gives you.
Nope.
And you're eco-friendly.
Yep. They just shove your body in the pod and bury your ass with a tree on top.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on YouTube. I'm going to find somebody who knows how to make these pods on their own. Follow there and just make it myself. And I'm going to save a ton of money. You'll be able to pocket that $255 stuff. You can go have yourself a nice dinner.
I mean...
I saved a ton of money with YouTube.
Yeah. Well, and then I'll bank off the YouTube videos and I'm going to post about my husband that I put in a pod.
Yeah, I want to do that.
I wonder if they have it in Ohio yet, like a cemetery or whatever. Or what are they going to call these areas?
I don't know, but I think if I didn't do the research on whether, like, I should call just like random cemeteries and be like, hey, can I plant my ass? Because if you can only do a headstone and like your box, your not coffin but casket 6 feet under, that's kind of fucking horseshit. If you buy the plot, it's yours.
Just thinking like 50 years when the forest grows up, you're literally walking through like a dead forest.
And like everybody,
it's a cemetery.
Yeah, but that'd be fucking tight.
But like you could like put a little plaque on the tree that says "Here lies Stephanie," left behind her family or whatever. Right there, family members can come and hang shit in the tree and put flowers around the tree, maybe a little garden in front of the tree, furthering the awesomeness of the planet. But no, we're just fucking buying up property, knocking down trees for dead bodies. Mm-hmm. I think it's a fucking waste.
It is.
I think we should be trees. I think we should encourage other people to be fucking trees.
So they become paper later.
Now, is this something you guys are going to really consider doing, or?
No.
No?
Not this guy. She's going in a mayonnaise jar.
You're not sticking me in a fucking mayonnaise jar.
From what I heard, cremation's still cheaper, so...
If I can't get to
I'm
Colorado,
no.
I'm going to be a tree.
Let's get down to brass fucking tacks here. If I said that I wanted to be a fucking tree, you make me a tree.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy one of those little planters from Walmart. I'm going to put your ashes in there, and we're going to grow a tree in it. You a tree. You a tree, woman.
I haven't been able to grow anything my entire
I
life.
know. The tree will die. That's the point I'm trying to make. You are going to kill the tree.
What if my tree dies? Do they put down a new one?
No, it's one and done.
One and done.
Okay. Get a big old brown spot in the ground.
So maybe I pick something else on our list.
They have those plastic trees at IKEA. Don't have to water it. Look, stays the same height. Always beautiful.
If you're going to get plastic plants, you go to Hobby Lobby.
Yes.
You better get my plastic plants from Hobby Lobby.
I get those for my turtle pen, Hobby Lobby.
Nice.
Brad loves his turtles.
Yes, I do.
So, Bert, did you find anything interesting?
A lot of people think of mummies as just the monsters of Halloween and the great horror movies of our older times, but that is a process in which you can have your body taken care of. So there is a website called somemum.org. Sommum.org.
I love it.
And their little logo is a little mummy bear. It's a little teddy bear with mummy wrap. And they talk about the expenses and everything else that it takes to be a mummy. So just scanning through their website here at sommum.com, they say current costs for mummification services are around $67,000 in the continental U.S.
It's fucking expensive.
So you can be mummified. They don't really go into the description of how to do it. I'm not really digging that high into it. I just want to see price and what they are offering. They give casket types and everything else. You can do bronze like the ancient pharaohs. You can do artistic caskets. And, of course, all this stuff just adds to that price. They have a disclaimer in here that said it can be up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's a lot of money.
So, like, I get mummies, okay? I get that it's super, super cool. But when you're embalmed and shit, and you go in your regular casket in the dirt, you're being buried. But isn't that still a form of mummification? Traditional burial?
It's a preservation. It's different from mummification. So one thing I also looked up is I want to look up some modern day mummies. You know, we know about all the ancient mummies from Egypt. I mean, we know that. There's actually been mummification evidence found all over the world. They've found mummies in Australia, in China, Hungary, near Budapest. They found like 285 mummies from sometime in the 1700s, perfectly mummified and in these beautiful, very ornate caskets. And with over 200 caskets, not one of them was the same. Each one was an individual casket, very unique. Going into more modern times, there's been a few people some of us will recognize, there's some we won't, but the modern mummies collection includes Jeremy Bentham. He was the founder of utilitarianism, left instructions to be followed upon his death, which led to the creation of a sort of modern-day mummy. He asked that his body be displayed to illustrate how the horror and dissection originates in ignorance. Pretty interesting. Yeah. His body outfitted with a wax head created because of problems preparing it as Bentham requested, is open for display in the University College of London.
So they fucked up his final wishes and had to give him a wax head.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that guy is definitely a fucking poltergeist.
So the one everybody should remember from history class is Vladimir Lenin, you know, the one that brought communism to Russia. During the 20th century, the Russian movement of Communism, Wikipedia, seriously, represented by Nikolai Frederick Vedorov, envisioned scientific resurrection of dead people. The idea was so popular after Vladimir Lenin's death, Leonid Krassin and Alexander Bogdanov suggested to cryonically preserve the body and brain in order to revive him in the future. Necessary equipment was purchased abroad, but for a variety of reasons the plan was not realized. Instead, the body was embalmed and placed on a permanent exhibition in the Lenin Mausoleum in Moscow, where it is displayed to this day. The mausoleum itself was modeled by Alexei Shostvas of the Pyramid of Djor and the Tomb of Cyrus. Kind of interesting. I don't know who this Gottfried Notch is.
Is there anybody that we would recognize?
The most recent, I don't know this guy for sure either. He's a Egyptologist. It was Alan Billis in 2010. You don't recognize Lenin, really? You really didn't pay attention to history, did you? Alan Billis, a team.
I didn't pay attention in school.
In 2010, a team led by the forensic archaeologist Stephen Buckley mummified Alan Billis using techniques based on 19 years of research and 18th dynasty Egyptian mummification. So I guess maybe Alan Billis was an Egyptologist. He's just the guy that volunteered. The process was filmed for television for the documentary Mummifying Alan, Egypt's Last Secret.
Ooh, we gotta look that up.
Billis made a decision to allow his body to be mummified after being diagnosed with terminal cancer in 2009. His body currently resides at London's Gordon Museum.
Does it say how his body's doing?
No. I know they're having trouble with Lenin's. Since he died in like the 20s or whatever, his body, they're showing...
Oh, in the 1920s?
Yeah, 1920s. They're showing decay and everything else. So
less
than 100 years and he's decaying. This guy, Alan Billis, so this guy just had his happen.
I was going to ask you guys, like with the modern day poisons that we put in our body, do you think mummification would even work today? But there wasn't a whole lot of modern day poisons in the 20s, and his mummification is still failing.
There was a lot more poisons than what you think. That's before, like, a lot of the regulation stuff hit in place.
I'm just thinking cheap plastic, cheap food, preservatives, all that bull crap.
There was still some of that stuff back then as well. It's funny you say that, though, because you're talking about how things can be preserved. There's an article here on this Wikipedia page that talks about accidental mummies. It generally occurred in like China, but it was like how they bury or how they dispose of the body. Like volcanic ash could have something to do with it. Certain soil types can actually cause natural mummification. So they would call them accidental mummies. Doesn't express the cold, not that I see. I'd say it probably isn't that far-fetched.
Well, besides mummies, there's one that I found. And you guys, if you're going to check out any of these, you need to find a company called And Vinyl. What they do is they take your ashes and they press it into a vinyl record. Now, the website is based off of an entire video of the father and the son explaining why they started this company. And what their family would do, their tradition was that they would take their family members' ashes and go out and try and scatter it like normal people do. And in one case, they were scattering the ashes of like this guy's grandfather, and all the wind picked up suddenly, and it blew back on them, got up their nose and their eyeballs, and they're like, "This is a shit experience."
Grandpa, we're one.
So then they developed the company And Vinyl, and they press your ashes into a playable record with 24 minutes of audio of your choice, and it costs about $3,000 to $3,800. I think that's cute. I really do. Like 24 minutes, you can tell your grandkids a bedtime story, you can play your favorite music, you can leave a message for somebody. I think it's not very, ecologically
the will recording how you don't want to be cremated and turned to a vinyl, and so that you want to be buried, and they still make you vinyl.
I mean, I'm just saying, I think that it's super cute.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do something cute, and if you're going to check out a video, these guys are really sincere and super awesome, and the video is very touching on becoming a vinyl record and stuff. And the video itself is done very well. It's like all blurry a little bit, and you can hear like, that vinyl sound, that scratching that you hear before the music starts. It's got that in the background. It's a really well done video. I really liked it. And I could really, really, really get creative with 24 minutes of audio of my choosing for my vinyl record. Even though I'm going to probably become a tree.
You're not going to be a tree. Sorry. Ain't happening.
Bert, you better stick me in a tree. I want to be a tree.
You'll kill it. I'm trying to help the environment here, okay? The other one I looked up is something called Sky Burial.
A sky barrel?
Sky Burial.
A burial. I thought you said barrel.
Sky Burial. So it's got another name. It's called the Parsi Tower of Silence. But it's something like monks do, like Southeast Asia. When they die, they're actually put into the elements on top of a mountain, and they just slowly decompose to the weather and the elements.
It's very natural.
Very, very, very natural.
I like it.
Then there's the burial at sea. People are sitting out on the boat and talk about megalittering.
Which is the future or the past version of what'll be in the future with
space burial.
With space burial.
Yeah.
Get shot out of a torpedo tube into space.
Spock. So space burial, super expensive. I'd hope burial at sea would be cheaper, but I got a feeling that there'd be a lot of other issues with it. I know when Osama bin Laden was killed, they just threw his body overboard.
Really?
Yeah, because they didn't want to put him anywhere because they thought it'd be a shrine.
Makes sense.
Stand as a martyr more than what he already was. So his body was just cast over the side of one of the naval ships.
I appreciate that. I really do.
So did the sharks, probably. So did the sharks. So
I mean, I like sharks too.
And then one of the cooler ones that it would be really weird if somebody did it, but I might do it if I die. That way I just haunt you. Is taxidermy. You can actually be stuffed.
This is how my sister wants to go.
They actually do that?
Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot of things talking about like legal precedents or any of that good stuff, but yeah, it's definitely an option. So
my sister,
Norman Bates style, stuffed mom, put her on.
Yeah,
my sister wants to be stuffed. She wants her favorite outfit and everything, and looking all nice. In one hand, she wants a Marlboro cigarette, and in the other hand, she wants a can of Mountain Dew, and she wants us to take her places and like bring her on holiday trips and like swap her back and forth. So like for Christmas, I'd get my sister's body, and then like for Thanksgiving, her daughter would get her body, and then like back and forth. And she just wants to be like like treated like she's still alive with her stuffed body.
So Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, I mean,
Weekend at Bernie's. That's what I'm hearing. Is Weekend at Bernie's.
I mean, yeah, essentially yes, and she's all for this. She's never mentioned cremation. She's never mentioned her burial. She never talks about anything other than her being stuffed when she dies. I have to. My mind's too creepy. There's no way I would be okay with taxidermy for my body, because in my mind, like, my family loses my fucking body and I end up like in some dude's fucking sex dungeon.
We wouldn't lose your body. When they establish carpool lanes here in Cincinnati, you will always be in the passenger seat of the car. I'm using the carpool lane. I'll even put you like,
Are you going to leave me in the hot fucking car all winter or all summer? And
you're already dead. I can't be accused of anything. They got preservatives and such.
And then somebody breaks into your car and steals me, and I end up in somebody's sex dungeon. Why can't you just
Whoa,
respect
did they
my
break
wishes?
the window on my car? I mean, is there damage to my car?
We're so getting... This podcast is going to end in us getting divorced. I know it.
I see. I tie like a fishing twine to your hand, too, so when the cops look at you real weird, I could like pull the string and you could like wave at them and everything.
Look, if for whatever reason I decide that taxidermy is interesting, I want to be fit as fuck, and I want to be taller, and I want to have great hair. I'm not going out
I'll
permanently.
put you on a phone book in the seat.
Okay.
That'll make you taller. You'll wear a hat.
I want a wig.
You're gonna wear a hat. It's cheaper. Frugal, remember? And see, and you'll be like paper thin in because it costs more to stuff more into you. So
okay, I'll take that.
I'm saving money here.
I just need to be thin.
You'll pretty much be a seat cover is what you're going to end up being. I'm just going to keep your skin and stretch you over top the seat.
Or we could get frozen together and be together forever, Bert, and ever and ever and ever.
That's a long time.
So, I actually looked up the details for this. It's a company called the Cryonics Institute. Will cryogenically freeze your body, do the whole procedure, and indefinite storage of your body for the nice little price of $99,500.
Their coupon was what, $100
Nope.
grand? And like, hey!
And they charge a $28,000 fee. Those are your upfront costs.
So
$28,000
plus $99,500.
No, that's included in the
Oh.
90. I looked it up. It's included. It is included.
so this is just for the hopes of like reanimation one day, right?
Yeah. So what they do is, like, the second you die, because you have all this, like, they even give you a special donor card to put in your wallet or your purse or whatever, so people know exactly what you want done with your body. The second you die, they just fucking boom, like Delta Force and shit. And then they're there, and they're doing everything that they need to, like, preserve your body. They actually do something called, what is it? They inject your body with a glycerin-based chemical mixture called cryoprotectant. So they have to remove your blood and any moisture from your body, because the freezing process, if you have like...
Frostbite, freezer burn.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'll get
it'll
freezer
damn-
burn,
Yep.
essentially. And something that fucked me up mentally, they freeze you upside down with your head at the bottom of the tube, because in case there's ever a leak, the head in the brain is the part of your body that has to be the most protected. Can you fucking imagine your cryo tube springs a leak, and then your feet have been fucking dangling out of this thing, and then they rot, and then they reanimate you, and you have no fucking feet?
Is this like in the contract, like when this becomes available, reanimation, like reanimate me then this? I mean, like, what's the end game there? Like,
I mean, I guess you can specify, like, not into the year whatever, or as soon as reanimation.
Yeah, because the idea is they're hoping that
hoping
you die of
that
something,
it's even a
and then in the
possibility.
future, like in Star Trek, they've cured all these diseases and everything.
so do they make that call? Like the manager makes that call based on what types of vaccines or disease, whatever the fuck?
It's hard saying, because here's my fear. You do all this and everything, they cure all these diseases, but they forgot your ass is in a warehouse.
Yeah, that's...
And it's like 500 years later, some dumb college kids come in and do an archaeology dig, like, hey, this guy's frozen.
Encino Man
Yeah,
in the future.
yeah,
Encino Man
exactly.
X.
Or do you run in a situation like in Forever Young with Mel Gibson, where you wake up and then aging just catches up with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look,
I know there's some science to it. We're talking movies and shows, but still,
like,
there's a lot of things to consider.
All of our knowledge comes from movies and TV shows. Don't think we do research.
We got a PhD in movie facts
Netflix
and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So here's my thing. I'm sure that the experts go through and they're like, with your legal team, they sit down and hash this shit out. In my contract, it would be, don't reanimate my ass until there's been, like, every other motherfucker you're waking up has had a successful reanimation.
And then, what if you're already, 75 years old? Or, you
might still have 5 good years in you. You just gotta wait 300 years for it.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If people want to live forever and, leapfrog through fucking time and shit, they can't just kill you and freeze your 20-year-old body.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only way I would be frozen, if I died tomorrow, no, you know what, I'm in shit shape for 35. I'm done. My cryo years are beyond me now. I'm not being reanimated at 35. Fuck that. All right. When they find the Fountain of Youth. And regeneration is 100% possible. That's the only way I do it.
Well, see, this goes into a whole other realm now, where you could do, conscious transfer, your body might die, but you can be taken out of, the Johnny Depp movie. Exactly.
Isn't that actually kind of going on now? And
there's people working on it. They think it's doable.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like body donation, Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but we just put your consciousness in this other person. Hey, there's talk about it, and it may be fiction now, but it totally sounds like something that could happen. And people are going to want it to happen because that gives them eternal life right there.
Yeah, we'll all be on a hard drive, but we'll live forever.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
And I don't know if you guys wanted to know, but according to the Cryonics Institute, you can also freeze your pet with you.
Now, see, if I could take Leia with me to the year 2250, sure, why not? Let's do it.
What if she's fine and you're the one dying? She's going to be like, hey, asshole, I'm fine.
Well, he can die. He can put it in there that when she does die, she can become frozen.
But think about it. The same people are going to be doing this. The same people will probably lose your luggage at the airport.
Yeah.
We can't find your dog, sir. We're sorry.
Well, these are the same people that freeze you upside down because your tube could spring a fucking leak. I'm sorry. If I'm spending $100,000 to freeze my ass for the future, my fucking shit better not leak.
Is there any numbers on, how many people are in this?
Are frozen? I can look it up real quick.
How many people? Because this just sounds like this sounds like a scam.
It does. It really does.
Scam. We'll bring you back to life, and you're in some Kenmore deep freeze in some guy's basement.
Yeah. Didn't they say Walt Disney's cryo frozen?
His head.
Oh, his head. What are they going to do with just the head?
I don't
know. Build him a robot body.
Oh God.
That would be fucking cool.
Destroy Fox.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing right now. He's alive in the internet, and he's controlling all that. He's like, Star Wars is good shit. Let's buy that. Yeah, okay. Hey, guys, you're going to do this now. Pixar, what? We don't own that yet? Tell Jobs we're buying it from him. So
he's already back. He's taking over the world. One movie studio at a time.
Absolutely. Disney's Pictures presents a production by Disney. Brought to you by Disney Incorporated. The Disney Chronicles.
Well, I can't find an exact body count, but we're going to find out the 7 celebrities.
Oh, yes. Let's hear the 7 celebrities.
All right.
Robin Williams.
Seth MacFarlane.
Oh,
he's volunteered to do it.
He's going to be frozen. Larry King.
Oh, wow. So, some smart people.
Simon Cowell.
Is that the American Idol dude?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Well, I'm done. Paris Hilton. The future's fucked.
You got all these respectable people, and then there's fucking
Paris
Hilton.
Wait for it, because Britney Spears too.
All right.
Trailer Park. All right.
Muhammad Ali.
So he's already in the chamber.
Yep. And Ted Williams. Baseball glory.
Okay, yeah, that's how I was leaning towards, but wasn't sure.
So those are 7 celebrities who are frozen for awaiting the future. But yeah, it doesn't give me an exact number of right now how many people are frozen in fucking tubes.
Is there a location? Is there one certain part of the United States where this is at, or is it spread out in different
Let me look up the cryonic
chambers or whatever the hell you want to call it?
So I can't find a total number, but apparently the Cryogenic Institute, wherever that is, They claim to have 112 members currently frozen.
Yeah, that when you sign up for it, they call you a member.
A member.
A member. You're a member of their frostbitten
112
group.
sounds about right because it's $100,000 a pop. So not most people can do that.
Yeah, so it's $11 million. Oh, yeah, you can buy a bunch of Kenmore freezers for that. Put them in a storage unit. Yeah, okay.
But how much does that cost to run for 1,000 years?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. They say.
You know what? The electric bill goes up. They start knocking on your tube. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
We're going to have to raise the price.
Because, inflation, number one, and it lists for that $99,500, it says indefinite storage.
They got to lose money eventually.
So there's another place, the Alcor Life Extension Foundation. They've been in operation since 1972. Their website as of 2013 says they have 117 individuals frozen, ranging from 18 to 100 years of age.
Wow.
What's a 100-year-old gonna do? I mean,
Exactly.
really?
The cryonic.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, they're going to be able to cure a lot of elements. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to cure age. Not
The
like that.
Cryonics Institute is in Michigan.
Didn't they do this in Demolition Man? Wesley Snipes,
Yep.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yep, the
But
giant
and
ice
they
cubes.
froze. Oh, and this brings up a great question I was going to talk to you guys about. So in Demolition Man, they froze criminals. Okay, so fucking ready. This is how my mind works. Let's say you're a fucking serial killer and you get caught and you get served up 5 life sentences. So when you die, you put it in your will that you want to be frozen for 5 fucking lifetimes. When they thaw your murdering ass, do you get out with a clean fucking record?
That's a good
Because you've
question.
served your fucking time.
Yeah.
What's your definition of a lifetime, though? See, this would be a big court case. We'd hear
Well,
about
no,
it on
yeah, but
TV
here's
that's
the
in
thing.
our brain
Here's
and
the
everything.
thing. All that attorney would have to say for that serial killer is what is the life expectancy of a. We're going to go with the typical white male.
What is that, about 76?
I mean, so like 80, 5 fucking times. Math me, Pookie bitch.
400?
So he gets frozen for 4. Let's say he's like, you know what? Just in case they tack on a little extra time when they find those fucking bodies that nobody knows about. 500 fucking years. When this serial killer is thawed out, because you know they lethally injected his ass, so he was still kind of young. When they thaw his ass out, legally, does he have a clean record?
There'd probably
And
be some loophole. I
In
would
that
imagine.
case,
Yeah, have to
should
be.
there be limitations on who's allowed to get frozen?
Yeah, because see, a good attorney can come in. Well, since he's still alive, he still hasn't served out his first life sentence. I mean, there are legal ways
Yeah, but
to
I mean,
play
they
this
serve
out.
up these life sentences like these people are actually going to live that long. They're never going
Oh, they
to.
know they're not. They know they're not, but it's just supposed to show the severity of it. I mean, look at reincarnation. When you get brought back to life, I mean, hey, now you're a frog, okay? I mean, come on.
I'm just saying, eventually, once this becomes like a thing, where like you're either getting cremated, buried, turned into a tree, or frozen. Like these are all like everyday options. Is that going to have to be defined about the life terms? Are they going to have to like put it in the fucking docket and shit? Like, look, dude, you murdered 60 people. You're not allowed to be frozen. Or, I'm sorry, according to the new laws for the future, you're not serving life sentences even if you are frozen. And has anybody thought about this yet? Because I'd like to put it out there. I would like to not have people reanimated that killed a shitload of people.
Yeah.
All right, so average life expectancy in the U.S. is 79.22 years. The country with the highest life expectancy, because we're in 30th.
Oh, shit!
39th, excuse me. 39th.
McDonald's, man.
Oh, my
39th.
God. Hey, don't forget Burger King.
Yeah, Wendy's too.
The country that wins is Japan at 83.74 years. Italy following right behind it at 83.31.
It's all that sushi and olive oil.
Well, in Japan, I mean, they must not be figuring in the suicide rate, because Japan has the highest suicide rate in the world. So,
Oh, really?
Well, I think about population, too. The sheer numbers.
oh yeah.
It probably eventually, like if you do the math, which I don't do, but if you do the math, it probably evens out. Because 83, 79, right in that realm.
Not a huge
Yeah, it's
gap.
not a huge gap, no.
100 billion fucking Japanese, 6 billion American. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm just looking at countries that are part of the UN, but the lowest, number 201, is Swaziland, with 49.18 years is their average life expectancy.
That's shitty.
How old long?
49 years.
Oh, wow. Is that like an African country?
Yes, yeah, Swahili land. And then they got a bunch of other countries. I mean, they're trying to do all the countries here. Some of these places, it's just like horrific.
So us being 39 ain't that bad.
Yeah. Doing pretty good.
Okay-ish. McDonald's. We need gluten-free and keto options on the menu.
Don't get a bun, apparently.
Just don't get the bun. Hey, and their
the
salad
fries.
has more calories in it than a Big Mac. Just don't eat McDonald's, people. Don't eat fucking McDonald's.
Unless it's a delicious Big Mac.
I'll
Stop.
tell you what, that spicy chicken from Wendy's was delish.
I love spicy chicken.
Oh,
See,
it was
now
so
look.
good, dude.
Look, I like to think
Now we're talking about what's going to kill us, folks. So
I
keep
like
listening.
Chick-fil-A will be the reason I go down. But I like to think that because they're Christians, that somehow God is in their food
It's holy
and
blessed
eating
chicken.
that much fucking mayo. Just that sheer fucking sweat and mayonnaise after a trip to Chick-fil-A won't kill me. It's Christian food, right?
Sure. Whatever it takes to make you sleep better at night, Steph.
I love Chick-fil-A.
I just love eating.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
mean, people are like, you eat to live. You don't live to eat. No, I live to
I'm
eat.
calling bullshit on that because
I
right
love
now,
to eat.
Bert and I are on keto. We're about ready to walk into the suicide forest.
It's rough.
Bert because he can't have bread, and me because I can't have fucking potatoes. It's gonna go down. It is gonna go down. So, okay. So back to the topic. All right.
You got anything else?
Yes.
All right.
I want to get like close to the end here. So, of all of the things that we've researched, definitely tonight when you go to bed thinking about your death, which is always fucking fantastic. What method of disposing of your body are you seriously considering, Brad?
pyre, funeral, fucking build a pyre, burn me
I mean, I fully support that.
out among the stars.
If you go before I do, I will be at your burning.
Dance around my fire and drink lots of beers.
I mean, and then we will put you out with beers.
Yes.
And scoop up your muddy ashes and do some righteous party shit with it.
Fucking A.
And make a
That's-
vinyl record.
That's
Yes.
exactly how. I know, Brad. That will make you happy.
That would make me happy.
Bert, what am I doing to you when you die?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I'm ever going to die.
Oh man,
No.
are you getting frozen?
No. No, you know, I mean, I always thought, like, the burial is like the thing, it's the normal one everybody thinks of. But, and the reason why is, I don't know, when I was just a kid, I remember hearing something that as long as you're buried and God comes, you know, to bring back his children, yada, 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 the dead will rise and be with the Lord and all that. And I remember that as a kid. But then watching the second season of The Walking Dead when it was brand new, many, many years ago, there's a part Herschel said where he goes, the prophecy has come true. They are back from the dead, but I did not imagine it like this. And he was looking over at all the zombies. And I'm like, yep, I don't want to be that. So just cremate me.
There's also a funny meme out there where, like, a funeral director said something about tying everybody's shoelaces together, and he said that if the zombie apocalypse happens, it's going to look really fucking funny because all the zombies' shoes will be tied together. I thought that was adorable.
Nice.
I don't personally, on the religious aspect, believe that the means of body disposal comes into play because I don't think your soul is gone. You're like a byproduct of this planet. Your body is just a body. By the time you die, your soul is no longer a part of your body. It's just flesh. So I figure the main part of it is how your death affects your loved ones, how they want to remember you, how they dispose of you, and all that other stuff. So I like the idea of the tree. I really, really do. Just because I'm giving back to a planet I've been taking away from for however many years.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Well, within
But
35
I don't-
years.
I could live to be 160 is my point.
Well, then just
160 were the sucking it up. I'd like to put it back.
You got a very positive projection.
I mean, we don't
I'll be
know.
happy to hit 80.
Same here, man.
What if Chick-fil-A mayo preserves bodies?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, it settles on like the haunches of your ass, but also preserves the body.
That's how you're going to kill the tree. All the mayo is going to seep out.
What was in her thighs? Pure mayo.
Tree will be petrified. All rock.
Or it would seep Chick-fil-A mayo, and my gravesite would be the hottest site
It would.
in the tri-state area.
He will be tapping it like maple trees for maple syrup. I just want Chick-fil-A mayo. Woo!
Yeah.
But on like I don't like serious notes, but fuck it. Who would take your death the hardest? Who's like gonna be like really lapping up that fucking mayo at your death tree, or like the depressed person at your funeral pyre?
I don't think anyone would give a shit about mine, honestly.
I would.
Well,
I would totally be. I mean, I would still I would like ugly cry while drinking beer at your funeral. Bert, be honest.
You think you'd miss me?
I know I would. Who's going to take it the worst?
Our cat Delilah.
No, she loves me too. You are
I'm
replaceable.
replaceable. I mean, Riker might cry for a second, but as soon as you turn YouTube on, you'll be fine.
Yeah, our kids, as long as they're entertained. Done.
I'm hoping you, but who knows?
It'll be me. If you go first.
No matter what, I'm going to go first. You've already promised me that. You're like, you found like, if I'm going to die, you're going. That's what you told
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, he's all talking about, like, we had that theoretical typical relationship conversation about, like, if I die early, what I expect of him. And I'm like, you're not getting remarried. You're not fucking dating. You might as well jump in this box with me, bitch, because your fucking life is over. I'm not one of those, oh, I want you to still be happy. No, I don't.
She's getting cremated. She's getting made into a diamond and going on a ring. And
Oh, absolutely not. I will haunt your ass.
every time you roll over, you see that ring. You're just thinking, like, where's your fucking poltergeist?
and that new bitch will be like, oh, it's so
No.
beautiful. And
Does anybody
you should be
see-
so
No.
vain. Be like, oh, that bitch
Now,
is so pretty.
have you guys ever seen the paranormal movie called 100 Feet?
I have not.
Nope.
Okay, so this woman, her husband is a cop, and he's abusive as fuck. And one night she defends herself and hits him over the head and kills him. So she goes to fucking jail, but then when she's released, she's on house arrest. But his ghost is still in that house. And there's a scene where this boy hooks up with her, and he's all jealous and shit, even though he's a ghost. And he breaks every fucking bone in this kid's body, just absolutely destroys him. His body's all rubber and shit. That's the kind of ghost I would be with you if you put me on another bitch's finger.
Okay.
So anyway, who can't wait for you to die?
There's probably a list for me, but
Brad, who can't wait for you to die?
I can't really think anyone there either. I don't know. I don't think I mean that much to anyone.
I mean, you know, I posed the question because I thought I could really think of somebody. I don't think I've pissed anybody off that much.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
I mean,
I fired a lot of people, so I'm probably on a couple of people's lists.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, no, I can't even think of an ex.
Yeah, I can't either.
Actually, it would probably be Bert. Well, I don't have a lot of life insurance money either.
I guess if I had to pick one, it'd probably be my brother.
I don't know. I don't think my brother cares either way.
Yeah.
Well, looks, hey,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have any serious mortal enemies.
That's good.
So
That
like,
we know about.
That we, yeah, I don't
Secretly,
know.
there's somebody out there like,
there's
your
a-
day's coming.
There's a Stephanie shrine in some closet somewhere, like voodoo dolls and shit with pins sticking out of my eyeballs.
Like Helga had for Hey Arnold.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hey Arnold freaking shrine to my death.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right. So, you've listened to all the options. We've given you as much information as people that research mainly watching movies can give you.
We're experts in it.
We are experts now. We're officially experts on how to dispose of a body. Legally. How would you like to go? Would you become a tree? Are you getting burned up in a fire like Brad? Let us know. Comment on any of our social media sites.
Which are?
Instagram, Facebook, and for some strange reason, Twitter at Mouths Potty instead of Potty Mouths. I don't know why Twitter punked me like that, but it's at Mouths Potty for Twitter. You can find all of our episodes on Podbean and the Podbean app, iTunes, YouTube, and Stitcher. We'd also like to thank Purple Planet for our music, and also freesounds.org for some of the funky shit that we inject into these beautiful little episodes. So please, if you don't tell me how you want to be disposed of when you die, the only adult dialogue I get to have in my day is with Brad and Bert. I need people to comment because I need some outside stimulus in my life. Because I talk to these two and only these two every day.
So let's get past her little sob story there. Hey, give us a 5-star rating or some sort of rating on iTunes, please. We really appreciate it. And we're getting ready to do some stickers here in the very near future. So share us out there. Show us that you share. You know, take screenshots, publicly share us, all that good stuff, and we'll get you some stickers or something.
We'll hook you up. 5-star reviews. Screenshot it. You share our page publicly.
And we don't know what the stickers are going to look like because, I mean...
I got to design it because I'm the only creative one in this group.
She's the one that came up with the current logo, so... If you don't like the current logo, let her know and we'll change it. I mean...
I will not. But
she will.
I don't care if you tell me you don't like it, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll send some stickers out, and as this grows and gets bigger, we'll do more stuff. We really want your guys' involvement, please. Anything.
And we, creative criticism, man. We get better through you. Let us know what you think. After the Halloween month, we're going to get into a plethora of interesting topics. If there's something that you'd like to hear us discuss, let us know. This is your podcast too, people.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have multiple segments. I mean, it's not just going to be the scary stuff like we do for the month of Halloween. I mean,
and if you would like to know specifically how binge-watching movies and TV shows impacts the intellectual mind of people, this is the perfect
oh yeah, we're your folks. We are your folks for that. So
definitely, that's all we know. But I'm Stephanie.
I'm Bert.
I'm Brad.
And good night, everybody.